Okay, everybody. Welcome to the All2ReelToo podcast. Yes. I don't know why I'm talking like this. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is my co-host,
Matt Haas.
Why so sad, Matt?
Because of the movie we watched earlier.
But it was so good. I can't even lie, man.
I think the movie, it damaged our brains somewhat.
Well, folks, this week on All2ReelToo, Matt and I sat down and watched another direct-to-video sequel, this time for the Christmas season. Jingle All the Way 2, folks. Starring everybody's favorite redneck, Larry the Cable Guy. This is like, what, the second movie we've watched with him in it?
Yep, Tooth Fairy 2 was the first one we saw.
And coincidentally, both this movie and Tooth Fairy 2 were directed by our favorite director, Alex Zam.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Alex Zam is the best director of direct-to-video sequels out there. You know, if you ever want a direct-to-video sequel made for any movie you loved as a child, or that was just out a couple years ago, or movie you hated, or anything in general,
just get him.
Get Alex Zam. Sorry, dude. If you're listening to this, Mr. Zam, I'd be more than happy to work with you on your next project, maybe to make it better. I don't know, but anyways. So, Matt.
I mean, you also have to, take in consideration of what he's working with too. So, you know what I mean?
That's true.
Can't blame him all the way.
I can't blame him for wanting to make money.
Yeah. I mean, I want to make money.
Yes.
We're going to, when our sponsors, they.
I mean, I would direct Jingle All the Way 3.
Yeah.
If they asked me to.
Yeah. And I would probably be in it as an acting role, maybe.
Yes.
I don't know.
You can be, I
could be Larry the Cable Guy's understudy. No.
No,
I don't want to be
his overstudy.
Overstudy. Wow, understudy. I don't know any of the acting terms.
No, no, understudy is the proper one.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
I was just saying you're better than him.
Oh,
so
okay.
He is overstudy as opposed to his
I like that.
Yes.
Thank
Anyways, I made up the word. Okay, so here is the storyline written by 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment. This is their official. Okay. Two desperate dads compete in a no-holds-barred battle to be the best father and make this the best Christmas ever. Fun-loving, laid-back Larry is having a bear of a time finding the perfect Christmas gift for his 8-year-old daughter, Noel. This season's hottest toy, the Harrison bear, is all sold out, and Noel's new stepfather wants to keep it that way so he can be the one to make her holiday wish come true. When Larry learns all Noel wants for Christmas is the bear, he'll stop at nothing to make his little girl happy and get her the toy of her dreams.
How sweet.
Yes. We can end the podcast now, right?
Yeah. Do you want to go into more? You want me to do this? Do you want me to open my heart and save you the trouble of having to talk about it?
You can talk a little bit about it.
Because you seem to be really hurt by it yourself. You looked like you were frozen in place for a while when we were watching it. Like I was talking to you. Like right now, you're just like a frozen statue.
Let it go.
Okay.
No, not that kind of frozen?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, so what happens in this movie, Matt?
Well, Larry the Cable Guy, who plays a character named Larry, lives in a trailer, which looks a lot like the trailer in Tooth Fairy 2, and actually a similar location as well, which gives me the idea that since the director directed both these movies, that they were actually used some of the same places to direct some of the scenes. Anyway, so he wakes up to his daughter bugging him to take her ice fishing because it's his weekend with...
Surprisingly, the other movie was shot in Florida.
Yeah.
And this was shot in Canada.
Oh.
That really just surprised me. I just looked it up, so I just had to interject there. So yeah, not the same locations.
Wow. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
So she, bugs him to go ice fishing, and then he's, trying to sleep more, and she eventually hits him with the pillow. So then they have like a little fun pillow fight, whatever, tickle fight, I don't know. And he takes her ice fishing, and then they ice fish, and then she catches a fish, and then it's time for him to take her to her mom and stepdad's house, Victor, who runs a box factory that makes boxes and is like super rich because of his family wealth and him taking the business to, new heights or whatever. And it's like the big standoff between the down to earth working class, so-called working class Larry the Cable Guy who's worth millions of dollars and the rich liberal New York City type. Well, I don't know about liberal. I'm just sorry. I just have a vendetta against Larry the Cable Guy. But anyway, so I have to interject. I don't think he was. I
think the stepdad comes off as more of a.
Yeah, I was just
Victor, played by actor Brian Stepanek. Stepanek.
Yeah,
I don't know how to say his name, but anyways, that's who he is.
No, I know. I just every time I think of Larry the Cable, I just think of like
his conservative views are,
because he always like has to have like a juxtaposition between him, like the real American, who has a part-time job and lives in this trailer by himself. He's the real American, and these snooty rich. Whatever. Anyway, so
yeah.
So he's it's like that's like the big show standoff between those two guys. And when he's like eating lunch at a diner with his friend that we thought was named Claus,
but no, it's Claude, played by wrestler Santo Marella, whose real name is Anthony Carelli. Anyways, he's a WWE wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and this movie was actually co-produced by WWE.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, so
that's interesting.
Yeah, and it's his film debut. He was actually not that bad in the movie.
No, he wasn't actually. He was one of the better actors in the film. So anyway, so they're at the diner, and then they start watching the TV, and some news reporters talking about like the hottest new toy of the season. It's some talking bear called Harrison, and he gets the idea that he should buy this bear for her, and then he goes to the store and they're sold out or whatever, and Noel is his daughter. She writes a letter to Santa Claus, and he ends up opening it to read it instead. And somehow, stepfather Victor found out too. I forgot how he figured out what she.
Oh, he hired his henchman Welling, played by Eric Brecker, to follow Larry around and find out what the gift was that he was trying to get.
Oh, okay, yeah. So then he gets the idea to have this guy who normally has something to do with the factory, and he just told him, just drop everything you're doing and make your entire job this month to follow this guy around, and then buy every single bear that the city sells in every store.
And the name of the project was Project Who's Your Daddy?
Who's Your Daddy, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And, oh my God, Mike, why are we talking? Anyway, so he buys like thousands of these things. I mean, every single day he buys out the main toy store, which actually has a font that looks a lot like Toy Story. So that's kind of interesting. It's a toy store with a font that looks like Toy Story. It's very interesting. And also, too, the guy who worked there, his name was Jeffrey. And,
like the giraffe. From,
right, and he's kind of tall and like lanky,
Yes.
And then there's a funny line with him later on that
Yes, we'll get to it.
Creepy line. Anyway, so I'm skipping over a bunch of stuff because honestly, when you watch these kind of movies with Larry the Cable Guy, you go into a sort of like trance-like state where you're staring at the screen. You know what's going on in the moment, and then once the moment passes, you forgot everything. You kind of forget that you're a human. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly. There's a depersonalization that takes place, and
you start to like leave your body.
Yeah,
and look above yourself and being like, "What the fuck are you doing, you dumbass?"
Exactly.
And then
exactly.
And you slap yourself and you wake up and you're like, "Oh, I'm watching a fucking movie."
And, do you have any more details? Because I'm blanking on a lot of the stuff that I was going to talk about.
Well, basically, I mean, your whole premise is that the stepfather buys up all of these fucking bears in the town, so Larry can't get one. And he hides them in a warehouse. He owns a box factory. Baxter Boxes. Yeah. So then, anyways, there's a point in the movie where the scary part happens. The scary line by Jeffrey. Jeffrey contacts Larry somehow or something and wants to sell him a bear that he has. He's hiding his voice and shit, and he has a little elf who helps him out. It's very similar to a scene in the original Jingle All the Way, which never in my life did I ever think I would say, man, I wish I was watching Jingle All the Way instead of this. There's never been a time in my life where I've sat back. I've seen Jingle All the Way probably about 3 or 4 times in my life. And that's good. I really don't need to see it again. It's not that great of a movie. People think it's a classic. You know, classic Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sinbad, Phil Hartman, Jake Lloyd movie. Yes, Jake Lloyd. Young Anakin Skywalker. Anyways, that movie is like the Citizen Kane of Christmas movies compared to this lovely film. I mean, the film. Okay, here's the thing with what a lot of these movies are. They're bad, but they're not so bad that they're good.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of just there. It's like something you put on in the background just to make sure your TV still works.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I was talking about like some TV shows.
Yes.
That's I think like I do think that they actually intentionally make certain things for that express purpose.
Yes.
Like just to have something that you can
like
put
Big
have
Bang Theory. Anyways,
exactly.
Yes.
Best beloved show of all time. Okay. I like to see who was voting for that.
Yes.
Anyway, but
who
got paid to say that?
But anyways, the scary scene in the movie is reminiscent of a scene in Jingle All the Way 1, where they go to a creepy warehouse location to buy the toy for the kid, and then get foiled by the cops. And there was also a little person involved in the original movie too. The original movie had Santa Claus in it. I do believe played by a person from one of those shows that was made just to have on in the background called, according to Jim, Jim Belushi. Anyways.
Wow. He's really taking a pounding in this conversation. That's a Community reference, by the way.
Yes, it is. As he should. Anyways,
oh, man.
Sorry, Jim. I do like some of your movies and stuff. I just can't think of any of them right now.
Oh, plus, too, you know that story you told me.
Which one?
From a long time ago.
What's that?
Like being a real asshole. Didn't you say something like someone wanted an autograph from him or something like that?
I don't ever remember.
No? I must be thinking of someone totally different then.
Yeah,
okay.
No, I've never heard anything bad. I've actually heard that Jim Belushi's a really nice guy.
Shit, I must be thinking of someone totally
different.
All right.
Yeah, because most people actually seem to like him a lot. He seems
Okay.
like a really down-to-earth, nice guy, so...
Shit.
Unless somebody else had an experience with
It's
him.
the depersonalization is what it's doing.
Yeah.
To me. It's making me have false memories.
Yeah, I don't want to spread any rumors about Jim Belushi because he, as far as I know, is a good guy.
Okay.
I don't know. You know, I mean,
those Albanians, you know,
yeah,
they're always nice people. It seems like.
Yeah, I had an Albanian. Speaking of Albanians, once I went to Chicago, and I was staying in this hotel with
big Albanian community in Chicago.
I was staying in this hotel, and we were trying to find out about cabs to go somewhere, and so they got us a cab, and the driver was a guy with a gold tooth named Moose, who was Albanian, and I only know he was Albanian because he had to point it out a bunch of times. And he had an Albanian flag air freshener hanging from his rearview mirror. So anytime I think of Albanian people, I think of my good friend Moose, who ripped me off of a bunch of money when he came to being a cab driver. Anyways, I have nothing against Albanians, just against Moose with his gold tooth.
That story
in Stromberg
took a huge nosedive.
Yeah, so it turned out Moose wasn't a cab driver. He was just a friend of the people that owned the hotel who would drive people around.
He's their cab driver.
Yes, just for that hotel.
Just for that hotel.
And because I found out when I went into another cab later, they said when they picked me up at the hotel, and they said to me, did you take a cab anywhere else at all here? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, was the guy named Moose? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, did he have a gold tooth? And I was like, yeah. Albanian airfare. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not a cab driver. He's not issued a hack license to be a cab driver or anything. He's yeah. And this was like 10 or 15 years ago. So it's kind of this is before people that weren't cab drivers could just drive you around with Lyft or Uber or something. But
well,
yeah,
you could probably still offer your own personal services.
Yes.
You would have to pay taxes, personal taxes on it. So,
yeah.
Did he really rip you off, though? Because he took you places, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, but we found out that what he was charging us was...
Oh, was it way more than...
Yeah, and plus he was doing it technically illegally at the time because you had to be a cab driver in the in the Chicagoland area. You had to have a license. Yeah, it's like there's regulations and union laws and stuff like that. Yeah, so anyways, at that time at least, I'm sure it's changed now with Lyft and Uber.
Right.
Yeah. But anyways, okay,
wow.
that was a nice little tangent. But anyways, back to this. So what was the creepy line uttered by Jeffrey in the warehouse scene in Jingle All the Way 2?
All right, so Jeffrey, he's got like this voice changer thing, which Victor says sounds like Batman, even though it sounds nothing like Batman. And they specifically even mentioned the later Batmans, meaning Christian Bale. Oh, by the way, which they called Scott Baio, as the actor who played the Dark Knight. Scott Baio, by the way, is a interesting character. Anyway, so
Charles in Charge. Oh, anyways, okay.
Have Amy from Superstore sing it in Spanish. It's a great song, a great rendition. But his voice changer sounds nothing like Batman. But whatever, they don't know anything because they're idiots. And he eventually takes takes the voice changer away and he lifts up his hood and it's Jeffrey from the store and he's like all of a sudden he's like all nice and happy, whereas before he was like really menacing. He's like, "Hey guys," and he's like, "Whoa, the toy store guy, I'm chili dog, I'm gonna fart right now, beep beep," whatever he's doing, and then talking about taking his freaking Pepsi AC or Tums or whatever, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm a mild mannered toy store employee by day and purveyor of childhood fantasies by night."
Yeah, I didn't want to ask any questions there.
Yeah.
It's just kind of creepy.
That's a creepy statement no matter what it means. It doesn't even have to mean anything bad. Just saying that line itself is already puts you on the creep factor, about 50% right there. Just from that. You're already at half point right there.
Yes.
Anyway, so, mind you, he was one of the better actors in this movie.
Yes.
So, because he had a funny line earlier when Larry the Cable Guy said something stupid, as per usual. And then he's like, "Oh, really? Oh, okay, yeah," or something like that. Just like, it's kind of like...
just the way he said it.
You just, but...
Yeah, because at one point, what did he say? It was something like, I don't know, one of his misappropriations.
It was something stupid,
of language. Anyways, so in the end, things get better between Victor, the stepfather, and Larry here, because they get locked into the warehouse together after Larry figures out where it is by some scheme of his. And this is after he tried other schemes where he basically was going to steal from the homeless people.
That's right. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, he dresses up like a homeless person at one point because they're giving away one of these bears. There's a few little instances here where we should probably go into before we get to the end of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Actually, let's get into those in a minute here, Matt.
Okay.
Let's take a break here and learn listen to these nice ads from our sponsors with their products and or services, and partake of those. And I tell you what. I bet you they won't be sold out.
No. Probably not.
All right, we'll be right back.
All
right. Do you have dreams that you want to achieve, but are scared to do so due to self-doubt, fear, and other people's criticism? I have just what you need. You need a dose of the Living the Dream with Curveball podcast, where I interview guests that will motivate and inspire you to stop at nothing to achieve your dreams. And always remember, if you believe, you can achieve.
Hello, I'm Tom.
And I'm Brian,
Hosts of Be Hero Fights.
home of the greatest debates of our time.
We tackle the tough topics such as
Fortnite versus Call of Duty.
McDonald's versus Burger King.
John Wick versus...
Wait, is that really fair?
Nevertheless, join us weekly on Spotify, Apple, Google, and pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts.
And hear the madness ensue.
And as always,
fight on.
All right, we're back. Those were some awesome products and or services, weren't they, Matt?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, I like the and or services.
Yeah, it kind of widens the scope of what people might want.
Yes, because you might want a product someday, and someday you might want a service.
Exactly. So,
or you might want both. A product that is a service.
Combine them, yeah.
Like a talking bear, because that could be a service to you.
Yeah,
somehow.
it could be, because it can like be a sort of like a mock companion.
Yeah, if you don't have any friends, this thing will even say your name back to you.
Get Harrison.
Yeah, Harrison Bear.
Pretty sad, but that's that's all you got, and that's all I've got apparently, because this movie's just like taken away any kind of sense of confidence I've had about friendship and stuff, and now I just feel like
it actually enforced my idea of having a best friend, because Claude and Larry seemed like really good friends.
Yeah, they did.
Yes,
and it seemed like Larry didn't really care that much about the friendship though, but Claude did.
Claude was very loyal.
He was, and Larry was too busy being stupid to not.
We know
care.
absolutely nothing about Claude's
No, we don't.
background
We don't know
or
anything about.
Claude.
We don't know if he works with them. By the way, we don't even know what Larry does. We know that Larry has a part-time job doing something.
Yes,
very unexplained, and somehow
maybe he's a purveyor of child fantasies.
And I don't know, but I don't know about that. Hopefully not. But so, he's got a part-time job that somehow is able to pay for a trailer. Which again, trailers are not cheap. I know people think of like, oh, you trailer. Trailers are as expensive as an apartment or like renting a house. They're not cheap at all. Not only that, he doesn't even live in a trailer park. He's got his own piece of land, which leads me to believe that he also owns that land, which also is not cheap. So
yes, I
don't know what he's doing, working 4 hours, 5 hours a day, and somehow is able to afford all this and spend time with his daughter and buy this.
He's an investment banker.
Yeah, okay.
A trigonometry teacher.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's what he does. Okay.
Yes. He teaches philosophy at the local community college.
All right. Can we go to the part where he dressed up as a homeless person and literally was going to steal from the homeless?
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit here, Matt. What happened here?
So he dresses up as the most stereotypical caricature of a homeless person that you would ever see. Like, because in Larry Cable, in his mind, with his politics and stuff, that's what he thinks everyone is a certain group is a certain way. So in his mind, it's a scrabby looking guy with patched up coat, long hair, scrabby beard, and like just dirt stains all over his face. That's to him. That's what he thinks every homeless person looks like. And then so he sees all these. First he sees all these people taking the bears to a place. So he's trying to figure out what. No, sorry, that's a whole different scene. Never mind. So I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Yeah.
So, sorry. So he goes there, and then some woman recognizes him.
Yeah, his like high school girlfriend.
Yeah,
or something.
and she's like like taking pity on him because she thinks like he's really homeless and like just like and really having a bad time, but he's like super optimistic, and she's like, oh, you don't have to pretend or whatever. So she gives him $20. Oh yeah. Also, she goes at one point. She goes, "Is it because I broke up with you in high school?" Yeah. So he's homeless 30 years later, almost. Because she broke up with him in high school. But then this part of the story arc keeps going back and forth between whether or not he broke up with her. This doesn't matter. This shouldn't even be in the movie. It's not important to the plot at all.
Not at all.
But anyway, but they had to throw it in there to to make sure they had an hour and a half movie, I guess. So. You're like, all right, well, let's bring in his high school girlfriend where she takes pity on him, gives him $20, and then basically, tells him to keep his head up or whatever, and then she leaves. And then, so he goes, $20? Hey, I'm in the wrong business. Yeah, you fucking piece of shit. Because being homeless is obviously a business, you fucking asshole. So, Mr.
might be.
Well, okay, but whatever. But I guarantee... Okay, the scammers are at least they're at least doing more honest work than what Larry the Cable Guy does. So I'm just saying.
Yes. Larry the Cable Guy.
But anyway, so he goes in there, he sits on Santa's lap, and he demands that Santa give him a
Daniel
Harrison.
Whitney.
Yeah, and then he gives him the Harrison. Oh yeah, he somehow casuals him into doing this by saying that he ate Mexican the night before and he's feeling all bubbly up my stomach. Fucking asshole. Anyway, so then he gives him the bear and then he runs out and then this little kid shows up and he's like, "Oh, you got a Harrison? That's awesome. I wish I could have a Harrison, but Dad says that Santa's on the budget this year," and trying to sob story or whatever.
And his dad's in jail.
Yeah, he's like he won't get out of prison until February, but it might just be like the Christmas like last year or the year before or the year before or the year before. So then Larry gives him the bear, and then he's like, "Sucker!" Then he runs, and I knew exactly. You're like, "Oh, you know what? I bet you he's gonna go and give it to that guy because Victor apparently has eyes all over this fucking city, like he's some DC villain." And
Oh, he is.
yeah. Oh, he is. Victor is.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if it was a different multiverse, Earth 34.
And are we talking DC Comics villain or somebody that works in Congress?
The CW. Oh. No, I meant comics, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Well, it could be
Make
both.
sure it's Congress or comics because DC
Ooh.
villain can apply to both.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Sorry.
Actually, it could. So then he runs after the kid, and then they get into like a scuffle outside of this church, which is where his high school ex-girlfriend is at because she said she was going to church. So then everyone's getting outside of church. And I was under the impression that this wasn't even a Sunday, so I'm not sure what everyone was doing at church at noon on a weekday. It must be a really religious town. I don't know, but maybe it's like one of those towns that's like specifically has like a religion to it, like the Domino's pizza guy who tried to build his.
Well, it
own.
might have been Christmas Eve too.
Was that what it was?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay, maybe it was.
So, yeah.
Okay, so anyway,
that would make sense.
They're all coming outside of church and they see like this scruffy guy like holding this little kid's arm. And then she's like, "Larry, what are you doing? Just because you're falling on hard times does not excuse you, hurting a child." He's like, I'm not hurting the child. Don't even need words. It's Larry the Cable Guy. All you gotta do is make a fart sound and go, chili dog, get her done. That's it, But so then the kid runs off to.
That was funny, man.
Sorry, I'm not. I'm kind of.
No, it was hilarious. It's. I think it's his next album, man.
What?
Everything
dog?
you just said.
Oh, okay.
Get a dog, get her done. Yep, that was it. That's the whole album.
Oh, yep. Just put it on a loop.
Yes.
And then put it like in tritone harmonies and just keep it like a Tim and Eric type of thing.
And then do like a dubstep version. Of it.
Yeah,
yes.
dubstep. Yeah, exactly. So I got carried away. Oh, so then the kid takes it to the car where Welling is. I knew exactly that's what was going to happen.
Yes.
So he gives it to Welling, and then Welling takes it back. That's one more bear that Larry can't get. It almost kind of reminds me of like there's like a video game I think where you had to collect something, but someone was always trying to steal it from you. I don't remember. It was like for Atari or Nintendo. And it was like, yeah, the whole game was that you had to collect like these items, and there was like some person that was always like stealing them and then putting them in like a warehouse. So I'm trying to figure out if they literally got the plot idea from this fucking Nintendo game from like 1987 or something.
Jeez.
But I don't know, Mike.
So anyways, there was another scene where there was like a contest at a country bar, and you had to like ride on a mechanical bull, which they called a mechanical reindeer, and you had to dress up like Santa. And yeah, in that scene, both Claude and Larry go there to try to win it. So because one of the prizes is the fucking bear. Anyways, the bear that coincidentally, just to let you know, was voiced by director Alex Zam. But anyways, in that scene, they get on, they do the thing. Claude gets on the thing, and he lasts 1 second on it, which I'm reading here in the trivia is interesting. I don't watch wrestling, but this might be an interesting little fact to the wrestling fans that are listening, if there are any out there. The scene where Larry and Claude ride the bull, Claude only lasts 1 second on the bull. Santo Morelli, who plays Claude in the WWE, lasted only 1 second in the Royal Rumble before being eliminated.
Oh, wow.
So it was kind of a joke, I guess.
Oh, I see.
He lasts 1 second in the Royal Rumble, and then okay. So but Larry decides to glue his ass to the fucking to the fucking bull thing, and and then he's on the thing for like 30 seconds after Welling tries to sabotage it by paying the guy to turn up the speed on it. He's on the thing for like 30 some seconds, and he wins. But it turns out the first prize isn't the fucking bear. It's trip to the Poconos or something.
Well, it was originally, but then the guy paid him, I think, to switch it around, I think, didn't he?
I thought he just paid him to...
Maybe.
Paid him to turn up the speed on
he kind of like gave him like this nod right when they were leaving. Like almost,
maybe they did that too.
But the host would have known, no. So I don't know. I guess it was them not thinking it through, like usual.
Yeah, but anyways, he won a trip for two to the Poconos. Which never pays off in any way, by the way. But anyways, so towards the end of the movie, Victor and Larry get locked in this warehouse, as I was stating earlier. They end up throwing bears at each other in the warehouse. They start discussing it and realize that they both kind of want the same thing. They just want to be happy, and they want Noel to be happy, and blah, blah, blah. They both love her, and, now they need to work together. And at the same time, the whole town is gathered at the Christmas tree lighting for the town, in the town square, because every town has one of the... Oh, wait, I guess, we have one in Toledo, too. But anyways, they all find out that it was through Welling that it was Victor's idea to do this bullshit. And so they all get mad at him, and it's kind of like a Frankenstein with the pitchforks, and the town people wanting to kill him, sort of thing in the town, including two old lady twins that were in the movie randomly.
Oh God, those
were really annoying. They finished each other's
sentences.
There you go. So
yeah,
you caught on there.
Cool.
Anyways, Oh God.
They were so pointless.
Yeah.
Like, there were so many things here that it was just filler.
It seems like they probably were like in this town, and Alex Zam, the director, is just walking around town, and he happens to see these two old lady, twins, and he's like, "I gotta put you in a movie. Mm-hmm. You're gonna be a star." Yeah. Anyways, a superstar. Anyways, oh God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, maybe it was the twins from The Shining all grown up.
No, they were way too old for that.
I'm just joking.
No.
But anyways, they all are mad, but then Larry comes up with an idea to save the day. They dress up Victor like Santa Claus, and then they give out all the bears to the townspeople. Mm-hmm. And everybody's happy because they got her done. And then they decide to have Christmas together.
At Larry's trailer.
Yeah, because the big mansion seemed, too small.
Yeah.
And anyways, it turns out that she didn't really want that Harrison bear because it was like the way that the note said something like Harrisone.
Well, the 8-year-old girl has like the writing of like a 2-year-old.
Yes.
So all the words were like jumbled together.
Yeah.
And what she really said, what was it, like together or something? Or
yeah. It was something like, together as one.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what she wanted for Christmas.
Yeah, she wanted her family together as one. And then they were. Larry burns the turkey, and then they talk about ordering some food from somewhere, and they're trying to figure out what it is, and then the credits fucking roll.
Yep.
And I was happy.
First time I was happy. I
was catatonic for about a minute, but then I was happy. Yeah. Larry the Cable Guy movies tend to make me catatonic for a bit.
Me too.
Make me question life in general.
Yeah. And, there's definitely that aspect of, an in-between state of consciousness and whether or not you want to return to consciousness or just fade away.
Yes.
Not in a, not in a...
But then you realize the most important thing about life is that sometimes, things need to be done, and the only thing you can do is get her done.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's
the important lesson you learn from Larry the Cable Guy.
That's the nugget or nacho cheese sauce stains of wisdom that you get from... Sorry, I'm referring to another movie.
It's the fried chicken of life. That's all I'm saying, and it's the chili of life.
Oh, my God.
But, so, I've decided to look at the Internet Movie Database. There are a lot of bad reviews of this movie.
I'm surprised, actually, because there were so many good reviews for Tooth Fairy 2.
Yeah, I know.
And this was a little bit better than that, but not much.
Here's an 8 out of 10. This is a pretty high one. Oh. Okay, never mind. I guess that's the whole review. The whole review is actually just the headline.
Oh.
Which is pointless sequel that actually surprised me a lot. 8 out of 10.
It's 8 out of 10, but they call it a pointless sequel.
Yes.
It's kind of like a contradiction of, like, what do you really feel here? I mean, it is pointless.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. That one does have a...
Oh.
I just was looking at the thing wrong. It's got a little arrow thing that goes down. Okay, here we go.
Oh.
All right.
It's got a little Oliver Queen thing on there.
Yes. Yes, arrow is there. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I want to read this. Okay. All right, this is from Batman Fun Reviews 2018. But this was out in November of 2016. I'm confused by that, but anyways. All right, warning, spoilers. Okay, Larry's daughter wants only one thing for Christmas, a talking bear. His daughter's stepdad intends to make sure that Larry can't get one. The first time I heard that Jingle All the Way 2 was happening, I was angry. I thought that this film was going to suck. But as it turned out, it didn't. It was a very sweet and loving family movie about two fathers, Larry and stepdad Victor, who both wanted to buy this talking bear for Noel, Larry's daughter. And the whole plot twist is something plot twist? What the fuck?
It wasn't
something far more serious, since the kid tried to bring every person she loved closer. It's not as good as the original movie, though, because Larry the Cable Guy is simply not Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, I'm going to deviate here for a second from this. When you're judging the greatness of actors in the world, don't get me wrong, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's a good guy. When you say something like, Larry the Cable Guy is simply not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, I mean, Larry the Cable Guy is not, Bradley Cooper. Larry the Cable Guy is not even Jeff Foxworthy. But Arnold Schwarzenegger has never been known for his acting chops.
He's just trying to compare him because he was in the first one, but still, it's like...
I know, it's just like...
It's like... Oh my god.
Okay, anyways.
It's like saying, Jason Newsted's a good bass player, but he's not like the first bassist for Metallica that had 2 songs with them in 1982, who's now a plumber, a very successful one, by the way.
Yeah, but still. But I mean, comparably, I don't want to say anything. I mean, as a person, I would rather hang out with Arnold Schwarzenegger any day over Larry the fucking Cable Guy. But if you put both of them in a wet paper bag and you asked them to act their way out of it, I think there's going to be a tie. I'm pretty sure that they're both pretty bad actors. That's all I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. They're not known as thespians.
No.
It's like...
Well, thespian sounds too close to lesbian. And God made Adam and Eve, not, I don't know.
Adam and Steve.
I can't think of anything right now. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so, all right, I'm done with that tangent. And okay, and this talking bear is nowhere near as cool as Turbo Man was.
I know.
But I really enjoyed this movie. It's nowhere near as bad as everyone said it was. And it's nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. And some of the laughs were pretty good, like the scene with the Christmas life. It's not the greatest Christmas film of all time, but it's not the worst Christmas film ever made. If there's an award for that, it goes to the Star Wars Holiday Special. I think I would watch that over this.
Yeah,
any
me
day.
too.
I'll give Jingle All the Way to a B+ and an 8 out of 10. Okay.
You know what the worst Christmas film of all time is? Christmas Vacation 2.
Yes.
With Randy Quaid.
Which we need to cover for this podcast.
I couldn't get past the first 25 minutes of that movie. We can, but I couldn't.
We will someday.
Okay.
I'm sure that's maybe not even the worst Christmas movie, though. There's got to be one out there. We'll find it someday.
We've been watching these bad movies so much, we've probably got desensitized to them,
Yes.
so we could probably just breeze through that one, actually.
Okay, I'm not going to read this next one because it's way too long.
Okay.
Okay, here's another 8 out of 10 from TNAC 00018, posted on January 4th, 2018, so not too long ago. Okay. Any family struggling with step-parents would most likely laugh out loud with this film, especially if they are full of love and heart. Okay, anyways. This is the first film I've seen with Larry the Cable Guy, and let me tell you, I laughed so many times. This is a heartwarming movie that I actually like more than the original Jingle All the Way.
Oh my god.
'Tis the season, all should come together as one. Children come first. They are who keeps Christmas alive. You rock, Larry the Cable Guy, and the little girl who plays the daughter in this film is so very heartwarming. Are you running out of adjectives here? Anyways, you just want to give her a big hug. Two big things, a thumbs up for this hilarious Christmas movie. Being a step-parent, absolutely love it. Huge hugs to the whole cast. Y'all rock. What a wonderful family Christmas movie. 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who are these people?
I don't know. And those are the only 8 out of 10s. There's no 10 out of 10s on this.
Good.
There's a 6 out of 10, but it's a very long, it's like a novel, and I don't want to read that.
Why would you dedicate that much text to Jingle All the Way 2. I mean,
I will read one of these just because I like the headline for this one. It's a 1 out of 10. Are there negative stars, like anti-stars? This is from I Coop Mommy.
okay.
IKOOPMOMMY. I Coop Mommy.
Okay.
Almost sounds like I poop mommy.
Yeah,
but anyways,
I
December 5th of 2014 is when this was written. The best actor in this Trainwreck was the wrestler, and Larry the Cable Guy wasn't even the worst actor in the film. Never again. I should tell Redbox I want my free rental code back. The entire movie, Larry is being forced to accept the fact his ex-wife remarried. Okay, I get it. But they're also forcing Larry to accept his daughter now has 2 dads. Really? Hate to tell you, one is a father and one is a stepfather. I almost don't like this post because that's just bullshit. Because I'm sorry, there are stepfathers.
I think this person's got like a vendetta against step
I know,
parents.
because I'm sorry, but you got to realize that this dude's going to be in the kid's life regardless. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know that just did not sit well with me. I hated it. I can't stress enough. It was dull, boring, lacking. Had the whole entire plot pinned in about 5 minutes of the movie. I only laughed once, and I don't even think the part was meant to be funny.
Wow. Okay, but
Yeah.
he's wrong about one thing.
Yeah.
Larry the Cable Guy was absolutely the worst actor in the movie.
Actually, no.
Really?
No.
Who do you think was the worst actor in the movie?
I hate to say it because she was like the only African-American actress in the whole movie, but there's this like mom in the one scene and she's just horrible.
I think I was in a trance at that scene.
Yeah, I just said I just remember
you saying
commenting.
something.
I just remember commenting, "You can't act," because she was just. It was like she was reading her lines.
What scene was that?
They were interviewing her on TV at one point when they found out about all the Harrison Bears being missing.
I was wondering if it was the one black person that he spoke to in the past 6 months when he was in line.
I think it was the same character.
Was it her? Yeah, they probably only got one
black person in all of British Columbia.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
No.
But
I'm saying when it's the Larry the Cable Guy movie, you never know. They might have a quota. All right, one's enough. We'll just have them played multiple roles here.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't want to defame.
No,
Larry
it wasn't.
The Cable
I don't think
Guy.
it was intended to be multiple roles. I think it was the same
I'm kidding.
character.
Because Larry the Cable Guy is a known, a lover of all races and peoples, and he would never have any prejudice against it. Okay.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Okay. Anyways. Oh.
Sorry, we're really like messed up here. These movies they take a lot, like especially the Larry the Cable Guy ones, and also Inspector Gadget 2. Take
another Alex Zam classic.
We can explain it to you, but you can't understand it until you've actually had to sit down and not just have these movies playing on the TV while you're doing something like washing dishes, cooking. No, but actually sitting down and watching and taking notes.
Yeah.
It takes a lot out of you. It really does. So we're doing this for you, even though you didn't ask for it. But hey, okay, and then
so I'm going to read this other comment. It's another review. It's a 1 out of 10 review. The headline is garbage. And this is Justin Bewey. Posted in November of 2016. Okay. This was an utter load of garbage. Steps to enjoy this movie. 1. Drop your IQ by 100 points. 2. Swallow gasoline. Whoa. 3. Strike match. 4. Swallow match. 5. Enjoy movie. I do not know how some producers can be happy with this quality movie. I would suggest watching this movie never. How else can I describe this pile of dog turd?
God.
If there was only one movie left to watch on this planet, and it was this movie, I would not even consider it. I would consider tearing my eyes out with a blunt teaspoon, pouring molten lava in my ears, and then maybe, just maybe, would I turn this movie on. Larry the Cable Guy is in the top 10 of worst actors to be born in the universe. If I stuck 2 googly eyes on a sack of horse manure, the performance would be better. 1 out of 10 stars.
Jesus Christ.
I thought I had an issue with Larry. This person.
Gotta watch out for that guy. He sounds
I
like
know.
a violent person. Or the angry video game nerds doing movie reviews now.
If Justin, JUSTINBWIE, on out there on IMDb, if you happen to be listening to this, I don't think you'd want to, probably, because you seem to have really hated this dog turd of a movie, which I agree. But you, if you need to talk to anybody, or you just want to write us for any reason, please do, because I actually enjoy your writing style. It's very, very mean-spirited, but I enjoy it. That's all I had to say. And if you need, help, like, if you happen to see another Larry the Cable Guy movie like Tooth Fairy 2 or anything like that, and it's not sitting well within your brain, there's help out there. I'm just saying, you might want to, seek it.
Yeah. Maybe.
Or talk to somebody. Or if you're perfectly fine, live your life, man. I don't care. Anyways, that was my public service announcement to people out there. Mm-hmm. So, any other thoughts or comments or anything about this glorious film here, Matt?
Just don't watch it. Just don't. Don't waste your Redbox rentals on this movie, really. Why would you even do that? But anyway, so
yeah. Just
watch, regular Christmas movies, not stupid people talking about chili dogs and nacho stains and Mexican.
I'm not even a fan of A Christmas Story, and I know people are going to hate me for saying that. Watch that instead of this. It's at least got good acting in it.
Yeah.
Darren McGavin is an awesome actor, and he's in it. So, just watch that.
Yeah. Watch that. Watch Christmas Vacation.
Watch Home Alone.
Watch Die Hard.
Watch the original Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
Like 4 times instead of watching this once.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend
It's not going to do you any good.
No.
It's not, you're going to sit down with your friends. You're going to think you're going to have a laugh. And the thing is, with these movies, like the Tooth Fairy 2 and this one, they're not even bad. They're not even good bad where you can make fun of them. They just make you sad when you watch them. Like there's nothing that it's like, like with Turbulence 3, for example, which maybe we might
cover eventually.
That's a movie that you can make fun of because of how bad it is.
Yeah.
But it brings you joy because of how bad it is. These movies with Larry, who always plays a character named Larry because apparently he's one of these weird actors that can only ever have their name as, I don't know, whatever. I mean, I guess you do what you gotta do. But he always plays Larry, and they just make...
Well, he did play Mater.
Was it Mater? Oh.
In Cars.
Yeah, but he played a car, though, so...
Pickup truck.
I mean, whatever. He played a vehicle.
Or a tow truck.
He played a vehicle.
Yeah, it was a tow mater.
That's right.
It was a tow truck.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Honestly.
That's what he called him.
Honestly, I'll tell you this. If I have to watch any Larry the Cable Guy movie ever again, it's Cars.
Okay. Because
he actually made me laugh in that movie, but I don't really credit him with any of that. I just think it was the writing of the movie.
Got lucky.
And the fact that, it was a big Pixar Disney movie,
right.
Which, anyways.
But,
yeah.
Just, it's just like with, there's no, what's the word? There's no, not alternative. What's the word? I'm trying to think. There's no replacement for real happiness. And, just like with certain, like, synthetic drugs, my buddy H knows what I'm talking about here. I don't want to say his name. Just don't do them. Don't do synthetic drugs
or synthetic movies.
They're not gonna give you the desired response, and you're gonna have a very unclean feeling and sensation that borders on a panic attack and increased heart rate. Why would you do that? Just because it's different.
Okay.
You know what? Sometimes being bored is good. You don't want different. You don't want to set your arms on fire, or your arms, whatever. Your whole body on fire just because it's a different sensation. Just don't do it. Don't set your body on fire.
Okay. And one last thing before we go here. This is the reception from Dave Schilling of Vice on this film, and I think it encapsulizes my feelings too. What's actually insidious about the whole endeavor is that it is so good at being so bad. Just think that over, folks, and make sure you tune in next time to All2ReelToo. And cheer up, folks. Merry Christmas.
Thanks for listening to All2ReelToo podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.